Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network.
Welcome all of my friends to Couch Pilots, the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but won't you call me the Black Big Mac Attack? And across from me is my quarter pounder in crime. It's Captain Philip Restisher. Good evening.
I like it. That was good. You could be the Big Mac because I don't like the sauce of the pickle, but I'll be the quarter pounder. Quarter pounder dick. Kaboom.
You like cheese on that quarter pounder?
Fuck yeah.
Load it up, right, baby?
A quarter pounder. I want cheese.
You want, yeah.
I want ketchup.
Yeah.
I want mustard. Mm-hmm. I want the onions, not the reconstituted onions. I want the
real deal.
The real onions. Leave that pickle off. I'm taking it all in my mouth at once.
I had a McDonald's recently, and they have a new sauce. It's the Big Mac sauce. Because, you know, you have those little dipping containers. Mm-hmm. So they got the Big Mac sauce, but it's also like sriracha mixed in there. It's not bad. I like it.
The other day, I ordered a double cheeseburger, no pickle, and I got down the road. I was on the road.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm always on the road.
On the road again.
And I get down the road. I have my McChicken only mustard first, because that's what I eat first.
Yep.
I had a couple fries. They were okay. Ready to dive into that double cheeseburger.
Hell yeah.
It was a single fucking cheeseburger. It made me so mad.
You wanted a double?
I ordered a double. I paid for a double. I did not get a double. Boom. I was pissed.
Boom. Yeah, it's always the case. You have to look. You have to look. It sucks that you do, because I didn't look the other day. I went home with McDonald's. I got no sauces. Oh. What am I supposed to dip these nugs in? I want these sweet, sweet nugs dipped.
The 4-piece for $1?
Sure. Yeah.
Damn right. You always order that. Just extra. Why not?
Why not? Just a little side of some nuggets?
Just do it.
All white chicken breast meat? Come on.
Right. It's not pink, by the way. That was debunked.
Yeah, that's not real.
No, that was debunked.
Someone made that in their...
That was Laffy Taffy.
Shake that Laffy Taffy.
Shake that Laffy Taffy, girl.
Man, you know what? There are very few times a year that I get to go out for a weekend or something and really shake my Laffy Taffy. But one of those things is going to be the upcoming CouchCon. It is. We've been talking about it for damn near a year, and it is up on us. It's all up on our stuff right
It's a
now.
week away. It's only like 8 days away.
I'm so excited.
And we've finalized the schedule. Do you want me to go through the schedule?
Oh, please. I am so excited. And you know what? It's almost crappy that we're reading it, because everything's sold out.
Oh yeah,
it's deadline. It's standing room only, and I think we roped off part of the outside to where you'll be able to stand outside and just to try to look in. I can't. It's obstructed view only.
Sure.
So it's almost kind of a tease.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for about a year.
We've been promoting. Everyone had their chance.
At Christmas time, we had tickets went on sale from like Christmas to New Year.
Yeah.
Right.
And then after that is VIP only.
VIP only, and we sold out of the VIP.
Yep.
Thanks to everybody who bought tickets.
Seriously, thank you everyone who. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome event. You guys are in for a wild ride, and I know it's a tease since everything's sold out, but we are going to talk a little bit about the itinerary for the CouchCon.
Yeah, we've got we've locked down the schedule for October 17th, which is a Tuesday.
Sure. Of course, we've been saying that for a year though.
Right. We did not think of that. At 6 a.m. Registration.
Are we going to raise the flag too? The American flag?
Yeah, we're all gonna sing happy birthday.
We're going to sing happy birthday when we raise the flag. Yeah.
It's bicentennial. So 6 a.m., that's registration. Make sure you have your photo ID with you.
Yeah.
Make sure you have your ticket with you. You'll get a
proof of purchase.
I can never say that. Proof of purchase. You'll get a name tag, a lanyard, and you'll get your VIP pass if you're a VIP. 7 a.m. is the VIP meet and greet breakfast. Mm-hmm. Again,
it's pancake breakfast, right?
Pancake breakfast, orange juice, but and sausage links, not patties, links.
We don't patty out.
Fuck the patty.
We want the casing, that weird little casing that's probably the intestine of a smaller animal.
And again, that's only VIP only. So if you didn't get VIP tickets, you have to have breakfast wherever else.
Good luck, punk.
Right. 8 a.m., that's happy hour. There's going to be plenty of drinks. The open bar.
I like to get started early.
I thought it would help. At 9 a.m., we're going to start off with Lori Garcia with her seminar, Fan Feedback and Why It's Important. Mm-hmm. And
she just handed that in to us to review. I will say a lot of spelling errors, which is a simple like run through spell check, I would think.
Sure,
but
there was a lot of red lines underneath the words.
But great content. She was on the right track.
And to me, it's more important. If the content is good, it's more important than the spelling.
I totally agree.
I've never been a good speller. That's a 2-hour seminar, which is the only 2-hour seminar we have. At 11 a.m., it's the VIP meet and greet luncheon. Bologna sandwiches, obviously.
And sausage links.
Again, if you don't have VIP tickets, you got to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Get a quarter pounder.
I can't wait. I love bologna sandwiches. I know they kind of like bologna gets the short shrift on the deli meat scale, but it's like we're like the modern day Indians, right? Because we're using every part of the animal and all that shit that hits the floor and the grates. Bring it over here. We'll make some bologna.
I like a bologna, a cold bologna,
ice cold.
American cheese, and some mustard on white bread.
What can top that besides a sausage link?
Nothing. At noon, we're going to have Big E with the Pachinko machine and the Discovery seminar, and he's got a PowerPoint presentation. He's got videos, a lot of videos that he hasn't even shown us. He won't even show it to us.
By the time this airs or this episode drops, the trailer will be available online for you to view. It's about a 2.5 minute trailer. I think it's a red band trailer because there's a lot of salty language in it. Like Biggie's nude for a lot of it too.
You would think that he would just be in like a wetsuit, but he's
not the case at all.
Full throttle going downtown.
And there's a lot of hair. He's a hairy man.
He is a hairy man.
But I've seen the trailer. I have not seen the full movie. Like you said, he's hidden a lot of that stuff from us, but he gave us a first look at the trailer. It looks incredible. I cannot wait to see it.
2 hours for that as well. At 2 p.m., DSJ Behind Air Force One seminar. He's gonna he took one of those 360 cameras and he did a tour of, because we can't let people in here. But we want them to experience it, so they're going to see, the stripper pole, the room back where I just put that big screen LED TV with the porn.
There's that place where we put the elastic cords around the black box. In the back,
there's a new carpet.
Oh yeah, the new carpet.
Right,
yeah.
So he's going to give a whole seminar about that and how it works, and we're looking forward to that.
That'll be great because DSJ, he's always shied away from the spotlight a little bit, but this is going to give him an opportunity to shine.
And to me, I think it's his way of kind of making up with me.
I think so too.
I'm
really glad to hear you say that.
R.I.P. At 4 p.m., Q&A session with Blake and Jason.
Yeah,
and it's going to be broadcast live on Skype for international listeners. And what we wanted to do is we want to make it to where, like if Dee Dee couldn't make it. I mean, it's a long flight. She couldn't make it. We're going to pick her up, but we got some other things going on. We can't get over there. And she's like, you know what? I got to sweep the carport. Mm-hmm. I can't take off work. I'm out of vacation time,
right?
But I still want to be involved. And so I was like, this is the best way. Q&A live with everybody, not just VIP, everybody. And then we're going to have the Skype. And so people will be able to contact us. And
it'll be a great chance, too, for people to rack up frequent flyer points live with us.
Right. I think we're thinking about bringing the Pachinko machine. I'm trying to get it to where, like, my cell phone, there's an app for my cell phone.
That hooks up, like, syncs with it?
Right. That if I just, like, press record, it'll gather all the information and send it back.
Smart, yeah.
Because it would cost way too much to bring the Pachinko machine.
Oh, absolutely. So. And this, too, it's...
And the Ramada Inn is not large enough. Even we have the main banquet hall, and it's still not big enough.
It isn't big enough. This is also where we're kicking off Couch Pilots International. Is at the end of the Q&A session, we are kind of revealing some of the hosts from people around the world when we did our previous tour.
Right, exactly. So definitely want to be involved in that. At 6 p.m. is the VIP dinner. Again, if you didn't get VIP tickets, you're going to have to go to Pizza Hut or Steak and Shake or whatever.
Now, what are we having for that?
Huh?
What are we having for dinner?
Prime rib.
And then we're also having the
macaroni and cheese.
And the sausage links?
And sausage links. I don't know why that happens all the time. At 7 p.m., we're going to have the Couch Pilots singles mingle. So any, VIP and regular tickets sold. If you're single, this is the time you want to go. And we're just, we've got some hors d'oeuvres. We're going to have some beer available. And just all the single people that listen. And you said you were going to be there.
It's going to be a real sausage link party, though, I tell you what, because...
Sausage fest?
No, sausage link. That's the theme of the day. And I think it's going to be about 35-1 on the men to women scale. So, ladies, you got your pick of the single litter, all right?
Right.
Choose your sausage link wisely.
At 9 p.m., Jeff Simpson is going to give a seminar, Body by Butter and Lessons in Massage.
Yeah, it's Tales from a Soap Man, I think is what he's calling the seminar.
Right. So he's going to have different body by butters that he's made, and him and his wife are going to give demonstrations on some of the intimate massages that they give while they listen to Couch Pilots to kind of enhance the listening experience.
That honestly is... I'm really looking forward to that because when Jeff was here, remember last time we had him on, we had to edit out like a whole dissertation that he went on about the Kama Sutra and essential oils and all this stuff. And I think he's going to infuse a lot of that in his seminar. So I'm super looking forward to that. Because I don't know, in bed, like I always say, oh, I love all these ladies and, they'll turn off the lights and it's all the same.
Turn off the lights and I glow to the extreme. I'll rock back like a bit. Okay.
Truth is, I don't know what I'm doing in the bedroom. So like this seminar is going to be like, I'm going to be front and center.
And he's going to be selling body by butter while he's there.
And he'll sign it too, I think.
He'll sign the butter. At 10 p.m., again, happy hour, more drinks. I mean, we can only do it twice a day, obviously. But at 10 p.m., there's going to be some more drinks. And that leads us to the big extravaganza for day one, which is at 11 p.m., the live recording of a secret episode that only people at CouchCon get to hear. We're not going to release it on our Lipson account.
It's just for the fans.
Obviously, that takes us into the wee hours of the morning because we don't have like a time limit on that one. There's some optional activities for the 18th, which is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear some of those?
Yeah, Wednesday's it's Hump Day.
Hump Day. First of all, and these are in no particular order. We don't have times for them right now. They'll be posted.
We'll lock it down coming up.
Right. There's going to be a ping pong tournament.
Okay, yeah.
And
DSJ, I know we talk about his exploits quite a bit, but the character of Forrest Gump was based off of the life of DSJ.
Exactly.
And there's a montage in there of him being a table tennis champion, which is absolutely the case for John.
Right.
John hammers at home.
Make sure you find out the time of that so you can go and sign up early.
Mm-hmm. And if you can, at the end of the tournament, if you beat John, anyone who beats John gets 1 million frequent flyer points.
Yeah, exactly. There's also some other seminars, some smaller seminars, but Conrad is going to give a seminar on interesting facts. What is your responsibility?
That's great because week after week we try to drive that home in the interesting facts section of the show, but on occasion you falter. You've been known to falter, and I can't blame you. These facts really are.
It happens. I mean, I'm a human.
Yeah,
right.
You're only human, flesh and bone, right?
I'm only human, born to
show
make
built
mistakes.
The back of his songs.
All right. Also, another seminar that we're going to have on Sunday is Big Dick T.
Sunday or Wednesday?
Oh, on Wednesday.
I'm sorry.
I apologize. My fault.
That's fine.
Big Dick T. Tech yourself before you wreck yourself. Wiring up to get the best optimal sound for Couch Pilots.
Yeah, this is funny because I always listen to podcasts on these like Sony sports earbuds, and one of the earbuds broke the other day. It's like, you know what? I'm strapped right now.
Right.
I didn't have a job for a week.
Sure.
I'm strapped, but I'll go down to the dollar store and I'll buy $1 pair of sports earbuds. Worst mistake I ever made.
Right. No,
garbage.
He's gonna show you how to wire your Wi-Fi to where you can get the router where it needs to be. See, and he knows a lot about speakers.
Smart guy.
And headphones.
Tech yourself before you wreck yourself.
I'm going to do a seminar. It's called Numbers, Why So Depressing.
What is that about?
Well, I'm just going to kind of go through the first 2 years numbers.
Is this a line graph in your feelings each week to week?
You know what? I should have named it that. Line graphs and feelings, numbers for Couch Pilots. But, and if, I would like everybody to come to that seminar, but I don't expect it because it's going to be pretty depressing.
Yeah. It's okay. I think you can't enjoy the highs without the lows, right? So you may want to dip into that just for a few minutes, just to bring you back down to level.
It's only going to be like a 15 minutes.
Are there free drinks there? Free popcorn? Anything?
Free popcorn if you bring used underwear. Okay. I digress. All right. And then Jason, he's going to do one. It's called...
It's all right.
It's okay. Do you want to...
No, please.
Do you want to announce it or do you want me to?
Please announce it.
Okay. Jason's going to do a seminar. It's called Dating with the Internet and Not to Marry.
Yeah, everything that we're doing the whole weekend is really based around the show and the podcast. This is another opportunity where I say, you know what? I know I'm a lot like you guys. I'm just an average Joe. I'm looking for love just like everyone else. Do I want to get married? Nah, I don't want to do that. But I'm just like you guys. I'm a human being who wants love and wants to be loved, right?
Well, and for us, Wednesday is more of the, not so much Couch Pilots eccentric, but
human being experience.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And then, finally, just to go through some of the contests that we're having over the 2-day span, we're going to have the costume contest at the singles mixer.
I've already seen some people post some of their cosplay stuff. I had a few people dressed up like Air Force One. It is incredible.
Right, and you don't have to only dress for the singles. I mean, you can dress for all the seminars and everything. I mean, if like you said, cosplay. I didn't know,
Couch Pilots cosplay.
Couch play.
I saw some dude dressed as Rob Halford from Judas Priest. I thought that was incredible.
Yeah.
Because we used to own the Judas Priest airplane.
Exactly. There was one guy that dressed up as Greg Garcia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kind of a sneak peek on Instagram. We're going to have a dance contest again at the singers the singles mixer.
And that's a good chance to shake your Laffy Taffy.
And of course the ping pong tournament, which you mentioned before, if anybody that beats DSJ gets 1 million points. So CouchCon 2017, October 17th at the Ramada Inn in
Folsom, California.
Folsom, California.
Foursome. And expect some foursomes after that.
I would hope so.
That Sausage Link single.
There's a lot of, like, at Comic-Con and stuff, they have, like, a lot of, like
nerd orgies.
Nerd orgies. And so I'm hoping that kind of stuff happens here. And we also want to let folks know, hey, send us voicemails after the 17th and 18th. Send us voicemails. Let us know about your experience.
Yes.
What is the phone number that they can contact us?
We will say it at the end of the show, but we'll say it here too. It's 910 Pilots 1. That's 910-745-6871. As soon as this episode drops, the next round of episodes that we do is going to be about CouchCon, the aftermath, if you will. So please call that number, 910 Pilots 1 or 910-745-6871. Call us and tell us about your experience at CouchCon. We know all of our frequent flyers are going to be there. We're super excited.
Super.
Honestly,
it's the biggest event we've ever had.
Yeah.
Kevin from the Let's Try This podcast has gone above and beyond to get us
all that merch.
Merch. And so we're going to that's not just going to be for sale for like an hour and a half.
Did you see that he got those Couch Pilots asbestos
dildos? Yes. I did. High five
awesome.
That shit.
He got the extra large, which is a mold of your penis.
Right.
And he got the extra medium.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I got the extra medium.
Right.
Which is mine.
So in the concourse of the Ramada Inn, outside the exhibit hall, we will have a merch table set up. And I thought the best way to do, we could have anybody, sell the merch. But I think what we're going to do is throughout the day, we're all going to take shifts. DSJ, you, myself, Molly, the stewardess.
Yeah,
we're all going to do surprise. We're not going to give you the schedule of that. You know what I mean?
No, it'll be a great opportunity to come and buy a piece of history, really. And you know what? While you're there, the person working has something to do with the podcast. Just have to sign it for you. Right?
Oh yeah.
It'd be a great. So come by every couple hours, buy something, or at least get it signed. We'll be happy to do it.
And don't hesitate to ask for autographs, pictures,
social security numbers,
and we can post on Instagram. I want everybody to post on Instagram any picture that they take at CouchCon.
Yeah,
I want them to post it #CouchCon 2017.
And in that Ramada Inn, I've seen some pictures. It's got a beautiful concourse. I love a good concourse. Take some pictures of the Ramada concourse in Folsom, California too. Put that on Instagram. Hashtag it. You're gonna rack up some points.
CouchCon 2017. So I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. It's kind of a big step for us from 7 listeners to doing a whole conference, but
we sold out, didn't we?
We sold out, and that's all that matters.
That's fantastic. That was an awesome itinerary for the week for the weekdays of CouchCon. So I'm so glad you put that together. So I would say,
why did we not look at a calendar?
I think those are the cheapest days for us to go. Okay. But let's go ahead and dig into some fan feedback. As far as I'm concerned, we had some, right?
Plenty of fan feedback. This from Facebook, Thomas Kingston. I don't know.
Becoming a familiar name.
Am I supposed to say her last name?
You already did it.
Okay.
I don't know why you're asking me.
He's the man of mystery, right? Says, this was no good. It felt like it was a decade too late. Even in the 70s, this wouldn't have worked.
What is this? The world, or not the that was the one that we really liked, wasn't it? The one where everyone disappeared?
I don't remember.
What was
I when I screenshotted, I just screenshotted the comments. I said, well, at least old girl. Oh, this is from Old Money.
Oh, I thought it was Where Have All the People
No,
Gone?
this is from Old Money because I said, well, at least old girl is in a teddy at the beginning. Smiley face, 2,000 points for you, sir.
Lori Loughlin. I'm not joking.
Beautiful.
I do not recommend watching Old Money, but I recommend watching the first 3-4 minutes.
Exactly.
Because Lori Loughlin is at her most piping hot that she's ever been. She looks great now, but this is like a 22-year-old in practically nothing.
Right.
Lori Loughlin.
And Thomas also says, guess I'll give it a teddy bump, a 3 out of 7.
Not
so
bad.
Thank you very much, sir. Woo. Recently, after I put the new carpet in as opposed to DSJ,
Okay.
and got everything fixed up, I took a panoramic picture from doorway to doorway of Air Force One.
Great.
And I posted it on Facebook, and I posted, not only did I post it on the Couch Pilots, but I also posted it in the podcast group that I'm in.
Oh, great.
But on the Couch Pilots page, Grim Noir,
I think we've heard that
Yes,
name
we
before,
have.
but I'm not sure who that is, though.
he says, what is that stand you have your Zoom mounted on? I haven't seen anything like that before. I'll go past that because I didn't mean to read that part.
All right. It is a nice stand.
Right. And Thomas Kingston says, is that the pilot's lounge? ? I don't see DSJ, so I assume it is.
As we know, DSJ, Down Syndrome John, who works on the tarmac, he's not allowed in the pilot's lounge because he's not a pilot.
But
it's just that simple.
Right, but I said no. The pilot's lounge is top secret. You know, we cannot post any pictures on it.
If you come to FCF Network headquarters, we can give you a tour, but we can't. We're legally bound not to post anything online.
Lori Garcia says it looks great. Can't wait for more episodes. The First Lady of Air Force One misses you so much. It's nice to know that we would use AF1, Air Force One, to help civilians who are affected by the Hurricane Harvey and Irma, but preferring to rent the plane out to upcoming rap artists.
Right.
It's the thought that counts.
We don't talk a lot about that, but we do a little bit on the weekend. You're welcome. We have to make a little extra scratch, so sometimes we rent out Air Force One on the weekend, and sometimes some rappers come in, and they jet set around the world.
Right. We have another one. Oh, that's from the same one, and we said miss you, Lori Garcia, because to be honest with you, we do miss her. We miss her voice.
I think about her every day.
Every day. I thought about having intercourse with her at times.
What's that now?
Nothing. And then the same thread on Facebook, Dee Dee posts, if it gets too wet over there, I will organize visa for the captains, the First Lady, Miss Molly, DSJ, and even Big Dick T to come to the Republic of Down Underland. And then she posts a picture of their flag for Down Underland.
And that is a picture of, looks like the UK flag up in the corner, which is part of their flag, but then a boot kicking an ass, which I believe is perhaps a Simpsons reference?
That is absolutely correct, because Lori Garcia says, Jesus Christ, that picture. Love that Simpsons episode. Hurry up. I think I hear a dingo eating my baby.
Oh my. Wouldn't that be the worst noise you'd ever hear? Is your baby being consumed by a dingo?
And then Lori Garcia then posts a picture
of what?
Never guess. I'll go ahead and read it to you. It's 6 pictures of Paul Heyman, the wrestling manager,
ECW,
and WWF right now. I put, my name is Paul Heyman, and I'm the advocate for Brock Lesnar. And Lori Garcia puts, Couch Pilots, dude, I made a sign years ago for Michael Cole for being my spirit animal.
What?
Pulling that Andy Kaufman shit on being the undefeated WWE champion. My sides are in orbit. He barely acknowledged the sign. You have no idea how many marks gave me shits for this sign. A lot of wrestling lingo.
You're all the way, I gotta say, you're across the table from me. if you put your arm out, you couldn't touch me. I wish you could feel my heart right now. It's a mile a minute. I've seen pictures of Lori Garcia. She's a beautiful lady. No offense, Lori Garcia. Beautiful ladies are a dime a dozen. But when you come in here and you start referencing Michael Cole as your spirit animal, and when you start talking about Andy Kaufman, I know Blake said a lot of obscene shit about you. I am falling in love with you, Lori Garcia. These are the kind of things that pull at my heartstrings.
Well, you love her. I lust her.
No, I'm in love with her.
No, you're in love with her. I lust her.
Fair enough.
But do you think that if we had sex together that she would wear her glasses?
Would you like her to?
I would ask her.
Then she would.
Okay. Thank you very much. Here was a post. I don't remember which post it was from because, again, I didn't. But Dave Humke?
Yes. Okay.
He put, "Where is JT?" And this must have been, I don't know where this is from. I go, "He is shagging some ladies, I'm sure."
That's a terrible thing to say.
And Dee Dee put, "Is he in the hot tub with the strippers, question mark?" And Dave put, "Let's get real. He is probably pulling a Danny Tanner somewhere cleaning something. If he has time to lean, he has time to clean."
Dave Humke, actually a really good friend of mine from a long ways back. I just went to his wedding recently.
Nice.
I love that young man.
Hey, congratulations on your marriage, Dave.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Actually, today is recording this a little early. His birthday's in a few days, so happy birthday to you, David. Thank you so much for reaching out to the show. It's totally unexpected. I love you, buddy.
Definitely. And finally, we have two more, sorry. On our YouTube channel for episode 10, season 10, episode 2, Australia's Naughtiest Home Videos, Dee Dee puts best podcast ever. Love Dee Dee.
Dee Dee's fantastic. Thank you so much.
She always cheers me up when I want to slip my wrists about the numbers.
I can't believe she's like, people are commenting on our YouTube page.
And finally, just today, on the Couch Pilots podcast Facebook page, Dustin from Drunken Lullabies posted a picture, and it says #Japanese fax, and there's a whole picture of Japanese fax machines. Love it. So thank you very much, Dustin. You can go to any our Twitter, or we can go to any of our social media pages, interact with us. All these people, 1,000 frequent flyer points.
Yeah, and go to fcfnetwork.com. From there, you can look at all of our different avenues of social media and just click right there, and absolutely you'll be getting some frequent flyer points.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
And twins.
We talked about a lot of great stuff at the top of the show, but the truth is sometimes I feel like nothing that I previously enjoyed doing is fun anymore. You know, I will question what fun even is. Why do I bother to even get out of bed in the morning? For what? Who cares? And then I remember TV. All right?
TV.
All the shows that people don't know about, one episode. And only I and my buddy Blake can help them out.
You having a rough time getting through this one?
Purpose.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We have purpose now.
Oh, I thought you meant on purpose you were having trouble getting through this.
Couch Pilots. That's all shtick. That's all shtick. Come on.
It's shtick.
Today
don't be offended by our show. Don't text message Jason.
No. Nope. We're not going there. Today we discussed the pilot episode of Wolfshead, The Legend of Robin Hood from the year of our Lord 19 plus 69.
Ooh, 69.
Great year.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to get to the calculator.
How often do you get into a 69 position with a lady?
Well, I'm married now.
With that lady?
3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When's the last time you got into a 69 position?
That's not really relevant, but I do.
I gave you mine.
Okay, it's probably been like.
It's been
I don't know, like a month or two.
That's good.
I do like that position. That's a.
Do you?
I do like it. Yes.
Some people call it lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of work unless the pillows aren't positioned correctly.
Use pillows?
My neck needs support. I got such a large head.
So you're on the bottom.
I'm always on the bottom.
You have the full support of the bed.
But I need.
She does all the work.
Is that the more laborious position on top?
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that was the better position for the lady, though. Is it not?
I don't know. I've never pleased a woman.
Over 100 women and not one please.
Not
It's like
one-
the reverse of the McDonald's sign.
No, not one of them has ever been. I boast and I promote about having sex with all these women, but
Right.
I've never ever once said that they enjoyed it.
All of them walked away angry. Some limped. Oh, boy.
Yeah, right? They lived.
1969 rolls around. I'm absolutely negative 22 years old.
I would be negative 16.
Yeah.
Negative 16, so I can drive.
Reverse drive. You can only drive in reverse at negative 16, right? That's a tough way to learn. So we think about a year that we didn't exist, and we say we grew up in a school. We look at the history books, right? They tell us what happened in those years, but that can only get you so far, you know. This is when the show came out, 1969. That's when Wolfshead premiered on a television. But we have to go back to that time in our heads, though, right?
Yeah, we cannot look at this pilot in 2017.
It would be ridiculous to do so.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
69. I would think that it visually looks older than that.
It's tough to say because I wasn't there then.
Right, because I was negative 16 and you were
negative 22.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we go.
right there. Everybody listening in their earbuds went,
What the fuck are they doing? But 1969, in the grand scheme of things, what a year, right? So let's go back to that time so we can properly digest this pilot. It's only fair to the pilot.
Yeah, definitely.
The first man is landed on the moon on the Apollo 11 mission by the United States, and Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the moon. And the famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," will become part of our history.
Now, that's the one where you said that they should have fucked each other.
Well, we talked about, a
couple episodes ago.
We were just talking about space in general. I don't think we're talking about a pilot from 1969.
You said, no, but you said the first moon landing, they should have fucked each other. Because they were the first time,
I stand by that.
Okay.
I think if there's more than one person in space, it doesn't matter what gender you are, you're like, there might be space aliens who've come and looked at this planet and shrugged and went away a million years ago, but we're the first human beings from Earth in outer space. Anything we do up here is a first for humans. Let's fuck each other.
Okay.
And to me, that makes total sense.
Okay.
And it's not a gay thing either.
No.
Anyway, so you weren't alive, right?
No.
There are a few things in our lives where we say, I remember where I was when this happened. And I think for my generation, and maybe even yours, is like 9/11. Where were you when 9/11 happened?
On my couch with a bunch of NyQuil.
I almost thought you said it like a butcher knife. No. A butcher knife quill.
There's been many a nights where I laid on my couch with a butcher knife, thinking to myself, why is my life what it is?
I thought it was going to be, how can I alter this couch?
No, it's I want to die.
Okay, well, that is far darker than what I was suggesting.
Sorry.
That's all right. August 15th to 18th, the Woodstock Festival attracted an audience of approximately 500,000 to watch 35 performers, including Ravi Shankar, Joan Baez, Santana, Grateful Dead, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Janis Joplin with the Cosmic Blues Band, Sly and the Family Stone, The Who, Jefferson Airplane,
Jimi Hendrix,
Joe Cocker, The Band,
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young,
Blood, Sweat, and Tears at the White Lake in New York, USA.
Unlike anything that we have ever seen concert-wise or gathering-wise, people were lined up. Cars were lined up for miles and miles. They weren't prepared for this many people.
No.
It was, for the hippies, this was the Super Bowl of all Super Bowls.
Yeah, this is it.
And amazing. You're fucking.
Yeah.
There's naked people.
Yeah.
There's hippies everywhere.
They're high as a fucking kite.
Marijuana. There's dogs. People brought their pets. It's in the video.
I'm just saying, you maybe start with dogs and lead up to fucking and drugs.
Oh, sorry. It was the mecca of the hippie movement.
It is. This is the
Greatest.
peak.
Some of the greatest bands ever were on one stage.
And it's funny because every band that we just named, that's obviously wasn't all 35. That's a nice little chunk, like 1/3. These are legendary performers, and at the time they were just popular bands.
Sure.
But now we look back and like this is they wrote our history.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all there. 500,000 people.
In a place that was probably prepared for like 100,000 at the most.
If that. Unbelievable. Now, there was a Woodstock. They said, hey, 25 years later, let's do one in 1994. And then 5 years later, they said, let's ruin everything we've ever done festival-wise and do one in 1999. Did you go to either of those?
No. For listeners that can't see me, I was given the jerk-off
You're doing it. This is like the third time you're doing the jerk-off move.
The first time was before we started.
You're really working yourself there.
But, you can't. It's like a movie that they try to turn into a pilot. You just can't do it. You can't recreate such an amazing event. It's impossible.
I agree. It's kind of a lightning in the bottle situation. I will say, though, that 94 seemed like it was probably an awesome Woodstock experience.
I don't remember.
You had all the great bands, like Nine Inch Nails, Metallica, Green Day, which are arguably legendary bands now.
Right.
And this is 20-some-odd years ago at this point, which is bizarre to think. But I think 99 was famous for burning things down, overpriced stuff that caused people to riot.
People got stupid.
So that kind of ended it.
Right.
But 94, I really think probably would have been great. And obviously not the momentum or the momentous situation that the 69 version was, but it's still, I would have liked to have gone to 94.
I think 69 had more acid, probably.
Oh, my God. That's what you want.
Oh!
The Beatles released Abbey Road on September 26th. Abbey Road was not the group's final album to be released to the public, but it was their final album to be recorded together. Did you know that? The last two albums, I think, were Abbey Road and then Let It Be. But they released them in a different order for reasons I am not fully aware of.
Abbey Road was the one where they were crossing the street. Iconic picture.
You're wearing the shirt right now. I've been noticing that all night. But the shirt you're wearing is Star Wars.
Right, but Paul McCartney didn't have his shoes on.
And you know why?
Because he was dead.
Because he was dead. He's a dead guy.
He's dead.
Yep. R.I.P. Paul McCartney. Anywho, as far as I'm concerned, I'm back in 1969. Right?
I'm there. I got my beads. Mm-hmm. I got my hair.
Got your acid. You got your dogs.
Right. Yes, man.
Yes, man. And so now we think we're in that mindset. We know what the pilot is. We know the year we're in.
You know what, listeners?
Yeah.
If you partake in marijuana, which we don't either condone or discondone, go ahead and light up right now as we segue in.
Now's a great time to smoke up while Blake tells you exactly why we chose to watch Wolfshead, The Legend of Robin Hood.
3 simple criteria. 1, it had to be a pilot and pilot only. It never went to series. Whether it aired or not is irrelevant. And this one obviously did air. Had to be free. We can't pay for these. We cannot afford to purchase them on YouTube Red or Amazon Prime.
Pass.
Pass. We're doing it the cheap, easy way. And number 3, it had to be readily available on the internet because we want you to see it as well as us.
That is, yeah, first of all, way to go. Slam dunk.
Thanks.
But you have to make it accessible to the audience, right? They want to be able to watch the things that we watch.
Here's the thing. Our podcast would be as stupid as could be.
Right.
And there would be a disconnect if people could not watch what we watched.
Yeah, we're talking about content they need to have accessibility to.
There are some listeners that listen to us and it's like, oh, I enjoy it, but I'm not going to watch it.
Right.
But I'll just feed in what you guys do.
And that's fine.
There are some people, like Dee Dee, that actually watch the pilots and then listen to our show and go, wow, these guys are spot on.
I couldn't agree more. And so with that, with talking about the accessibility of the pilot, we have to say, where can you find the show to watch it for yourself? We can find the entire episode of Wolfshead, The Legend of Robin Hood by subscribing to Couch Pilots and Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or download the app for Daily Motion. Check out all the commotion.
Woo!
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Came in a little hot. Why are you shaking your head?
I'll tell you later.
Do you need me to screenshot that shit? You know what?
What's that?
You're a good guy.
I think so.
I've known you for
nigh on 6 years.
Nigh on 6 years. I look up to you in certain aspects.
I'm shorter than you.
But I look up to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're like a duck. Things roll off your back. When the
I'm
pressure,
covered in oil.
When the pressure's on. Thanks a lot, Exxon. No, but you deal with life as it comes to you, and you keep a mellow. And of course, you're getting the ladies. And when we're recording,
right,
which it's an intimate. I mean, we're in a cockpit for Christ's sake.
Super intimate.
Cock, right?
Pit.
And I see you look discouraged. Yeah. I worry, and I want to push pause, but I know we can't do that for the listeners.
Fudge it.
I want you to know, I love you, bro.
I love you too. And I will say this: were you doing like yoga or some sort of meditating recently?
I've done the downward dog a couple times.
Okay, that first of all, super hot. Second of all, I just look at my phone. I got some bizarre texts, and they're like texts that could make you potentially upsetting.
Really?
But this is
Are they potentially upsetting, or are they your OCD making them upsetting?
I'll show you later. You can tell me what you think.
You got to show me.
I'll show you the text later. But my life is all about perspective. That's what my life is about.
From a young G's perspective, and before we give me the dick, you got to find a contraceptive. Yeah.
Now that's a lady rapping, I would assume.
No,
that's a dude rapping about getting a dick.
From a young G's perspective, and before me jigging a bitch, I gotta find a contraceptive. There you go.
Is that Snoop Dogg then?
Yeah.
Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me.
But don't lose your grip.
Yeah, this is what happens. I know what's important, and if you are outside of that and bothering me, I don't give a shit because
that's what I love about you. That would be the top trait. You stand by what you believe and how you want things to go, and anything that forces its way into you,
thank you,
you push it to the side. No, I seriously, no.
And anything that forces its way into me better be wearing a Jimmy.
You fucked. I was trying to be sentimental. I seriously think that.
Go ahead.
No, you stand by what you believe, and you have boundaries, and you keep them, and I appreciate that.
Okay, well, that's very nice of you to say. Thank you. Summary of the pilot. Boy, it took a long while to get there, huh? Adventure about the exploits of the heroic outlaw protector of Sherwood Forest and his loyal followers. I like it. I like that summary.
It's quick and easy.
No, okay, last episode you said, stop saying a bunch of names of the characters in the summary. This pilot said, I agree.
Yep.
Boom.
People listen.
Interesting facts. Here's a part of the show that some people get very nervous when I mean, obviously you said woo a couple times. I don't know if you're Ric Flairing it over there or what's going on.
I'm intoxicated.
All right.
I'm afraid that I might break. First of all, there's two things I'm afraid of. One's that I might break the rule.
Okay.
And two, that I might not make it till the end of this.
Don't worry. We got you covered, bro.
You going to carry me?
I'll carry you. There's a 1 footprint in the sand. It'll be me carrying you,
You're
buddy.
Jesus?
Let it be known. Interesting Facts is a part of the show where we say, first of all, we say, it's got to be one episode only, it's free, and it's accessible. So we give you that. And you can say, oh, it's accessible, I'll watch it. But there are other things in play.
Sure.
It's not like there's just, here's a product, you enjoy it. Think about all the stuff that happened in order to make this product.
Right. Behind the scenes, the curtain is kind of moved over, you're peeking in.
Like the Wizard of Oz, right?
Like I did at Hamilton.
Oh, you went to Hamilton. How was it?
Amazing.
And you peeked behind the curtain?
Yeah.
What'd you see?
Security guard telling me to get my ass back in the seat.
Nice. So what we do is we peek back that curtain. We slap the security guard in the face, and we find out all the information. All right. So basically, what we're saying.
At least Dee Dee's enjoying this.
Someone's got to enjoy it. But yeah, we don't want you to comment on these facts because there's nothing you can do about them. There's nothing we can do about them. We found them just like an excavator, just like an interview on the Low Blow podcast. We excavate things, right? And then we present them to you, and you have to deal with it. Just like the same way we have to deal with it. But we're not going to comment on it because that could skew someone else's experience, which is not fair.
That's not what we're here for.
The film was originally a 1969 television series pilot, but was released in movie theaters in 1973. Careful. Fact. Wow. We have not had one like that before.
No, that's something new, something different.
Something brand new for your ass?
Something borrowed, something blue. Something new for you.
Congratulations on your wedding. The film was also...
Number 4?
The film was also released under the title The Legend of Young Robin Hood. Fact.
Okay.
I think I have one more fact here. Let me take a quick look. Nope. That's it.
Just 2 facts?
That's it. But
interesting facts closed?
Interesting facts closed.
Whew. That was one of the most bizarre facts we've ever had.
It's like there weren't a lot of facts about it, and I tell you why I think that is. But like one of it, like is a quick gut punch to the gut. Yeah, knock the air out of you, right? Like holy cow, this is not theater at one point.
Right.
This is Robin Hood. There's been a million adaptations of Robin Hood.
Men in Tights.
Yeah.
Robin Hood the cartoon by Disney.
Yeah. Honestly, if you stop right there, those really are the only two Robin Hood iterations I've ever seen.
Right.
I never saw the Kevin Costner one with the right Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh yeah,
and it was like had the Bryan Adams song.
Oh yeah. I will always love you.
I don't think that's it. No. That's Whitney Houston. I die for you.
Oh, nice.
You know it's true.
Everything I do it for you. There's no love like your love, and no other could give more love. I can't go the right. You know what?
Hey, Bryan Adams. I used to think Bryan Adams, and then there's a guy named Ryan Adams that people really like.
Ryan Adams is a lot different than Bryan Adams.
A lot better, I think, too.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
I know Dustin really likes Ryan Adams.
Dustin likes everybody.
He knows everybody.
Dustin likes every band that nobody's ever heard of.
Twitter responses.
Hey, you got some Twitter responses?
No, they're all dead. Metal Hand of God.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hola.
I am Wayne.
I'm the rum guy.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Adam.
And we are the Metal Hand of God podcast.
Are we?
Yes, we are the most. What are we? The most what?
Dangerous, I think.
Dangerous. That's right.
We're the most dangerous podcast on the internet.
We are.
You need a safety vest to watch us?
We do.
To listen, I guess?
Yes.
You also need a condom.
And a hard hat.
Yes.
Because
Very much.
we'll get you pregnant.
Yeah.
Steel-toe boots are required.
So, if you like silliness, dick jokes, sometimes serious topics, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And absolutely no political correctness whatsoever.
None. Then we're the show for you. That's the Metal Hand of God podcast. And remember to sleep at
Metal Hand of God. They release 2 episodes a week. These fucking guys are killing it. Last month they did their second live ever podcast. We've only done that once.
Yeah.
Well, hardcore parkour.
Went to Tennessee, right? And then we went to and then the High Note. We've done 3 shows live.
Okay. They're awesome.
Metal Hand of God is awesome. They are awesome.
They are probably the most dangerous podcast
I would say so
on the internet. I wish I could that drum and it's like 2 double kick drums. I was like, I love it.
What now? They're the most dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's the one recently? I think it was B Movie Breakdown, right? That had like that was a terrifying.
That was spooky. That was like
so. That's the scariest podcast as far as I'm concerned.
Podcast.
What about us? What are we the ist of?
The sexiest podcast?
Probably.
If you put your a list.
List.
If you put a list of all the podcasts on FCF Network, I would say we were sexiest.
I'm not sure who could dispute that.
No.
Okay, fair enough. So listen to the Metal Hand of God podcast. Honestly, I don't know when it comes out, but I know it comes out twice a week.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesday. Okay. Check it out. It's an awesome show. These guys are not fucking around.
No,
they're hardcore and awesome.
They're hardcore, in your face, awesome, and there's like a rotating cast. You know what I mean? So
it keeps it fresh. Unlike this boring fucking shit right here. Right?
Wow.
Oh, come on, drunkard. You're fine. Don't be just because you're tipsy. Don't be upset by me bad mouthing the show.
That's all right. My wife badmouths me. I don't care.
Oh boy, I'll have to talk to her.
It's men.
Oh, let's break down the pilot. I have a lot of notes here. I don't know about you.
Oh no, I have a lot of notes as well. It was 57 minutes.
That's about right. It was under an hour. I know you maybe not like that, but at least it wasn't an hour and a half show. That was my only recompense. Is that a word?
Recompense? Was that where you put a penis in your rectum?
I think that's where it's a term for when transvestites tuck themselves before they go out. Maybe. Anyway, there's kind of a narration at the beginning, right? They say, hey, there's Saxons, and they're the slave group. It's a class system. Yeah, the slaves. And they also have the Normans, who are the masters, and they ruled without justice. So it's a class system in place in England.
Yeah, and just 1 second for me, okay?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So I will say that this takes place in 1066, I believe is what it said, right?
How old were you in 1066?
Negative 27, I believe. That's not that important. What's more important is actually we're joined now for this part of the program by a recurring character and beloved part of the show, and that's our stewardess, Molly.
Hello, everyone.
We decided, stewardess Molly, this is going to be this is a long pilot.
It is.
And so why don't you just, take a little weight off the feet, grab a cocktail, and why don't you sit up here in the cockpit with us? So she has chosen...
Sitting on your lap.
Well...
Lucky boy.
She knows where it's at. So, Molly, welcome to the show.
Why, thanks. Thanks for having me.
So, you know what? Take the rest of the evening off. Just enjoy yourself. You watch this pilot. We want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I'm glad I'm here because back there is just a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. People are bitching and moaning and whining and it's just...
You didn't know we're taking people on this flight?
Did not know.
Yeah, we're taking people on this flight. Why are you the last to know? You're the captain.
I didn't take.
Who do you think you were talking to earlier?
I didn't take the tickets. It must have been DSJ. It's fine.
Molly, how many of these pilots do you watch with Captain Rest Assure here?
Not very many, but I don't know. Probably one out of every 6 months.
Oh, that's not very many at all.
Yeah, no, not many.
'Cause I know on occasion, Captain Rest Assure, you like to make it a family affair, right?
Sure.
If it warrants such.
Right. If it's appropriate. I've watched pilots with Eli. I've watched pilots with Garrett. And I've watched pilots with Molly.
You and I have to keep it going, so we take these notes so we can keep moving through it. I know you don't have any notes, Molly, but please chime in whenever you have something to say, if there's something you want to add to the flow of the plot of this piece of pilot, I would say.
Got it.
Okay, so the Normans, they say they built a castle and they established laws. And then Robin of Locksley is a Saxon who became an outlaw. So this is all preamble. This is all narrative in the beginning.
Yeah, and this is a lot of medieval talk, right? Saxtons, preambles to the Constitution, and stuff like that. When the show begins, there's a lot of pictures of the forest, a lot of shots of the forest, and there's even like deer and stuff. I liked it.
Love deer.
Right.
Molly, deer?
Not this morning.
Nature always adds a lot.
How many deer did you see this morning going to work?
Oh, I don't see any.
6.
The deer have a job? They were going to work?
No, I saw them going to work.
Oh, on your way to your work.
I saw 6 of them this morning.
In the road or off the side
On
of
the road.
Oh, crap.
Forest laws, which we already talked about.
I'll tell you, too, I've been taking these long walks lately, and I come across wild turkeys.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Where at?
On Fond du Lac Drive.
Why do you drive somewhere to take a walk?
No, I walk there from my house.
You do not walk to Fond du Lac
I walk
Drive.
about 4.5, 5 miles, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And I walk past wild turkeys.
That's why
Well, take your gun next time because we'll need a turkey around Thanksgiving.
Fine, I'll do it. So during the credits, you got a man running scared like through the rivers and woods to a
rapids.
Yeah,
Rapids.
it was rapids.
Not just water. He's running through the rapids.
And he ends up in like a tiny little village or like a little camp, and it's clear that at that point he's being pursued by someone or something. Mm-hmm. And so when he gets there, he's like, "Hey, I gotta go. I want to hide somewhere." And the villager's like, well, "Who's this dude?"
Hide in the hay.
Hit the hay, right?
Hit the hay, motherfucker.
And then all these guys with like armor and horses and weapons show up, and they're like, "Hey, where's that guy?" And like, I don't know that guy at all.
Right. I don't know who you're talking about. And first of all, their armor was pretty half-assed. It wasn't like full like knight armor. It was just like I got some steel mesh around my head.
Casual armor.
Casual.
Like our equivalent to business casual.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, maybe there was a problem with the costume stuff there, right there. Because to be honest, in the beginning, when the guy was running through all the crap, he really didn't look like he was dressed in what you would say in medieval times.
How do you think he was dressed? Like early 90s, 1990s?
Emo?
Yeah.
Grunge?
Knight Rider came to mind. It looked like he had on like a... like.
He looked like Hasselhoff?
Hasselhoff. It reminded me of Hasselhoff, and it just didn't fit.
Okay. Yeah, take that up with the costume department, I guess.
I might.
So they're
I'll
there,
write a note.
and like a fight ensues.
Right.
Like, I don't know if they thought he was smart enough. He's like, "Hey, I'm a free man. This is my property." Yeah, I don't know who the guy is you're talking about. He did know.
He's a good-looking,
so
younger
handsome.
guy.
So handsome.
Dark hair, beautiful eyes.
I like this because immediately there is sword action. Is that not a good beer?
Oh, the face was because you thought he was attractive.
No, I thought he was a good-looking guy.
Isn't that sexy to a lady though? To know that guys are like comfortable in their sexuality enough to say that's a handsome guy.
Oh no, that's fine. I just didn't find the guy attractive.
Oh, no?
No.
Robin of Locksley, not attractive? Okay.
Do you find Jason attractive? Because I do.
You put me on the spot now. That's
I think he's
Jason's an
attractive.
attractive guy, yeah.
Okay.
Guys, come
High
on.
five that shit.
That's between you. High five him is
Oh.
what he needs. Okay. High five me being sexy. I'll take it, dude. Chicka chaka, is that what you said?
I don't know how you do that. Bow, chicka, bow.
Life moves pretty fast, right? But I like the fact that we're 2 minutes in and swords are out. Let's stop fucking around and get down to sword play.
Sure.
All right? It's medieval times. I know you don't have pea shooters back there. Let's get out a weapon and start swinging it.
Right. All you had was swords and bow and arrows.
I don't think you really knew it was Robin of Locksley at this point.
No.
But didn't they use what do you call the things that aren't swords? Just the big sticks.
The bow staff.
Bow staffs.
That's
They used a
later
lot
on
of
in the
that.
show.
No, right then he does use it. The dude
Did
with
he?
the bow staff, the villager, he beats him. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a free man," and he tells the knight to leave. And then it is revealed that he is Robin of Locksley. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then the slave was he not only was he hiding, but he had 2 kids.
Yeah, he whistled.
I didn't know. That's very good. I didn't know you could do that.
Let me do it again.
Yeah.
It's hard to do with
Not bad.
with a big hole.
I would almost say that helps, but it doesn't help.
So the 2 kids come out of nowhere. Of course, they're just dirty little kids. You know what I
Sure.
mean? They just have dirt all over their face and they're pathetic looking.
Downtrodden.
And the one guy runs over to him and just grabs her hand and was like, "Hi,
Hey, how's
we're
it
all just
going?
random kids. I'm going to be your best friend."
There's a couple times in this
weird.
pilot where it happens where kids are embraced quickly, and
Yes.
I don't know. I can't speak to that back then, but
It's like, I've never seen kids before.
so they're invited to the village. They say, "Hey, bring those dumb kids over here. We'll get you some food." And then the knights are kind of off in a distance, like peeking through bushes,
Right,
like
they
soap
didn't-
opera style.
They didn't just leave and give up.
Yeah.
They're snooping.
They're looking like, hey, the guy was there the whole time, but they just got beat up a little bit. So like, we're gonna take this information, we're gonna go home with it, right?
Cut to the castle.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a castle because there's a fireplace that's about 75 feet
awesome,
wide
right?
and like 47 feet tall. And I would love to have one of those to where you could go stand in it. Like you could go up to the fire, stand next to it, put your arm up
Yeah.
to the ledge of it, the top of
Like
it.
Dick Van Dyke could really get in there to clean, right?
Santa would have no trouble coming down.
Exactly. That
Santa,
fat motherfucker.
Eat as much as you want, you fat fucking get.
He's not real, kids. Don't worry about it.
So
not true.
there's
They do.
2 men, and I never really get their names.
Right.
Or-
When it's the castle scenes, it seems to go really fast with dialogue wise, and there's a lot of names and stuff. But yeah, so what you find out is the knight that went there, he's like slouched down drinking a drink from a golden
Grog.
a golden goblet,
mead,
and mead. Ugh.
fermented honey.
We had a
from
problem.
Texas.
We had a problem. And then there's this other guy with short hair talking to him. So the knight was the one that went and was trying to find that escape guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they kind of become heated. And then they talk about Maid Marian. Is she's mentioned there at one point? So it's
not Carrie Ann, not Maid Carrie Ann. It's Maid Marian.
no one's talking about your ex-wife.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I don't.
How do you like that, Molly? I can bring up his. How often do you bring up your
I
ex-husband?
didn't bring it up. Oh,
I
every
don't.
day.
Don't at all to 0% to you saying every day. This is not what the show's about. Anyway,
Marianne, Carrie Ann, I can see how it would come.
Marian.
That's-
not Marianne.
Maid Marian.
Maid Marian. That's right.
Okay, Carrie Ann. I can see how it could come up.
So they talk about killing Locksley. They're like, this guy is Robin of Locksley. We gotta kill this guy because he stood up to our dudes. He beat him. And now he's causing trouble.
He's got
And
land.
and if he's dead, then that guy can marry what's her face.
Yeah. So they go back to the village, and the slave is freed, because he had like some chains on or some shit around his neck. So they free him, and they give him some bread.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine like living with a big, huge steel collar on your like? I would say it was 4 inches tall and like about an inch thick.
It looked
just
big.
Steel. Oh, it was big, Jason.
But it wasn't next to his neck. He was just kind of like hanging there.
It's still cumbersome, I'd imagine.
I
though,
would
right?
agree,
they had
but
to
I
breathe.
It was like a necklace. It wasn't up there up against the skin. It was kind of like here.
I don't think. Yeah, I wasn't choking him. I think it was
No.
just
Yeah.
it was just heavy. That would really hurt after a while.
It was
I think.
just to have a hold of you. Right?
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Something to grab.
So they're back at the tower. They keep.
I wrote, get collar off.
Yeah, get cholera.
No, get collar off. Not get cholera.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So it goes a lot of going back and forth between the village and the tower, that big castle tower at this point. And they're talking more about killing Robin, like almost like framing him and like hanging him. They want to get rid of him.
And this is where they explain the wolf's head and what it means.
Yeah, it's a term to use for like a criminal, right?
Outlaw.
That they say is worth as much as a wolf's head, right? Is that what it is? But like, what is that worth? Practically nothing, I guess.
Right.
Okay. That's the name of the fucking show. Anyway, so
it's a descriptive Old English descriptive word to describe an outlaw
and piece of shit, because nobody wants.
What am I gonna do with a wolf's head?
Right, nothing. They're just a piece of shit, and so then they're a piece of shit because they broke the law.
I'm sorry. I'm so turned on right now. Your wife swearing like this is wildly erotic to me.
Wait till she does it to you. When she swears to you, it's not sexy. Like, if she's watching TV and she's like, fuck that asshole, I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to grab her.
And then when she turns to you and say, fuck you, asshole,
I'm like,
you.
Not so much.
Limp.
Gone.
But during this scene, too, they also like give money to, I think they call him the game warden.
Yeah.
Right? They say, here's some money. Why don't you go track down Robin of Locksley, right?
Right, because obviously he's breaking some kind of rule, right?
We got to get him on something.
There's a lot of wine drinking during this, too.
Oh, they're getting fucked up.
And peach wine, possibly.
My wine.
My wine.
Robin then is talking to like a nun or something. Who is this woman? Is that his mother or is it?
It's his mom.
Okay, but she's got like a big thing over, like a hood, to where she almost looks like a nun.
Right, but it's just
I agree.
Yeah, but it is his mother.
Yep.
He's like,
so in his little village, he's got his mother.
Yeah.
He's got his sister, and he's got a couple other, like, I don't know, if,
bros.
Yeah.
Buds.
And then the slave guy comes, and then his kids come. So that's what you got.
So maybe like 12 people together.
Yeah, and then the Friar Tuck guy, Friar Tuck.
Not yet.
Yeah,
he's around somewhere. I think they point to him at one point. He's just like
he's
drunk
laying
by
there.
a cave or something.
Yeah,
Drinking.
yeah.
Ridiculous, right?
Is it Friar Tuck?
Yeah, it's Friar Tuck.
But he's like talking to his mom about how he can't marry a Norman, which is the higher class of people because of the class difference. So he's like kind of complaining to her about that. And then you get the
because he's in love with Maid Marianne.
Well, I don't know if that's. I think it's Maid Marian.
Marian.
It's Maid Marian. There's a difference.
Fuck me, right?
Big difference.
All right.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'll work on it.
The band of merry men take care of the slave and his family. They kind of a little montage of them showing like them some weaponry. And at this point, I was thinking, hey, they're showing this kid how to throw this thing and break stuff. Maybe they're kind of training this guy to be a part of their group. I don't know if that's really it didn't come to fruition necessarily, but that's what I saw. And then showing the little girl how to do little things around the village. So it's a little montage of them all kind of getting together.
That's why you have kids. Teach them how to do little things around the village.
Yeah, or like fetch you a beer out of the fridge, right?
Nice. And you know what? The best part of it is when he goes, "This is the last one."
The last beer?
Yeah. So I know where my quota is.
Last beer here, sir. They get back to the tower. You got the men bring in. I don't know who this guy was. I think he was like an all-powerful like priest or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because back then priests were important.
Yeah, is that what you thought he was too, Molly?
The bald guy, the heavy
big bald
set
guy.
black.
He almost had like a robe or something
Cloak.
on too. Yeah, cloak. Yeah.
Was
And
he
dagger.
not like the? Yeah, maybe. I thought he was like, because didn't he a little bit later on sign the thing putting the wolf's head on what's his face?
Right.
Like he
So
signed
wouldn't
like
he
a
be
warrant
like a
or something,
gay?
right?
Yeah, wouldn't he be like a
Right.
big police guy?
Yeah. He was a police guy.
Like what's the sheriff of Nottingham?
Sheriff of
Maybe it was, but I thought he had like a cross on at one point. So I thought he was kind of a priest character.
Maybe.
So, I don't know, but he was not M. Night Shyamalan. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Let's see. So they bring him in. They're talking about marrying Marion, and then the dude. There's like a dude behind a curtain.
Because the short-haired guy wants to marry Maid Marian.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's the conflict we have.
Yeah.
The short-haired guy wants to marry Maid Marian.
The tall, short-haired guy.
And Robin Hood also is in love with Maid Marian.
And they have been since they were children.
Children in love. But you see that where they pull the curtain back and there's like a dude in the dark taking dictation or something?
It's like the spy guy.
It's like Watergate.
Yeah. I am not a crook.
And then they do some more scheming, and they try to frame Locksley for a crime. And that's when I think, they fill out like a warrant for his arrest or
And
something.
right here, and right here I wrote, Old English is hard to follow.
It is. You're right. Then
forest laws.
And they go back out to the forest.
Because they have nothing to get this guy on, which is Robin Hood. We don't know that yet. But they want to find something to bust him on because
they give me a reason to hang your stupid ass.
Right.
Yeah. And then Robin again cuts to him riding through Sherwood Forest, and he's riding a horse, and then he like ties it up.
No,
right?
he doesn't.
No, I know. Molly,
do you remember this?
I do remember that. It looked like he was really interested in making sure his horse stayed where he was supposed to.
Tied him to a stump.
Tied it over to just completely missed that.
And he walks away, and the bridle falls off of the pole, the limb altogether.
Yeah, he tried to tie it to a tree. And he didn't give a shit.
You know what? I'm gonna give this a horse bump.
Bridle bump?
A bridle bump.
Hey, but the horse did stay.
The horse did stay.
Thank you very much,
I was
Molly.
looking at it because he gets off the horse, starts walking around, and then later you see him riding away. He's like, the horse must have been stupid. If I'm a horse, I'm hightailing it the hell out of there.
People come at them with swords.
So he falsely ties the horse to the tree, and then he whistles, and then gets the attention of Maid Marian.
You assume it's her at that point. You don't have confirmation, but you see her and like this hot little broad has got to be.
Oh,
Maid
she was
Marian,
hot like
right?
wasabi when I bust rhymes.
You say that last episode?
Like Leanne Rhymes. No, it wasn't the last episode.
I was drinking the wasabi beer last episode.
Right, but I didn't mention it.
Okay.
It was us top secret. Molly, did you get your tickets for CouchCon?
I did not.
We can get her in. She's working the merch booth, right?
That's right, from 7 to 3.
That's a long day.
It's a really long merch booth. Got a really long shift there. Hope you're good at doing math in your head.
Nah,
So
I'm not.
It's like selling popcorn for Boy Scouts.
So,
Sorry.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's there's a young hottie out there, and you hear all the whistling, and she's like, "Oh, that's a secret whistle from Robin Hood." And then the two meet up and they embrace.
It sounded like a robin.
They don't just embrace.
He is Robin.
Huh?
He is Robin.
Right, but the whistle is supposed to sound like Robin.
Rockin' Robin?
No, it's supposed to be a robin.
Tweet.
That's the whole thing.
Robin. Go rockin' Robin, because we're really going to rock tonight.
So they didn't.
I
embrace.
really didn't think she was all that hot.
I thought she was a cute girl.
Oh.
No, okay. You don't like any of these English folk, huh?
Oh no, I really enjoyed it. I just didn't think that they were all.
Who's the hottest guy in this?
Little John.
Yeah, Little John had to go on.
The little kid.
The boy.
I didn't really. I just kept waiting for them to be wearing tights and running around and start singing.
Men in tights? That's ridiculous.
You were saying that the two they didn't embrace because they were kissing.
Oh no, they embrace and they make out
yeah.
like it's going out of style. Like this, the kissing is pornographic.
I don't think they have a lot of opportunity to see each other. It's probably pinching the hose at that point, right?
Yeah, it's
Molly.
like every 6 months or 6 weeks. I think it was. What?
Every 6 months when the moon cycles.
Well, no, because didn't he say like, "Well, I've not seen her in like 6 weeks." So
A fortnight?
Something like that. So he had to go see her. I mean, they don't get to see each other every day.
And he's out seeing her, and while that's happening, back at the village, the knights come and they surround the village, and the nun screams, and it cuts it so quick that you don't know what happened.
The mom/nun.
The mom, yes, the mom.
Molly, this is right where you get concerned about this show.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Why do you get concerned?
Well, it's violent.
You're not a fan of violence?
I was not prepared for this amp of violence.
Not outside the bedroom.
You like a violent bedroom experience?
No, he's just talking shit.
But this is Robin Hood. You know, they have swords and bows and arrows. You know someone's going to get shot with a bow and arrow, right?
Right, and so far, leading up to this point, you know that it's happening, and a guy gets shot with a bow, and oh gosh, ouch, and he dies, whatever. But this was a bone-curdling scream. You knew something horrible was happening.
And that's exactly right.
Yes.
Yep. But meanwhile, while this bad stuff is happening, Robin and Marian are frolicking around.
They're kissing some more.
They're looking for a place to go to the Bone Zone. And they're talking about the class system with each other and how they're unable to marry. And then Robin he gets a little mad. Like, he's not mad at her, but he's just frustrated with the situation.
He loves her.
And he leaves. He does.
He says, "I love you."
And then back at the village, Robin sees something, and he hears something or sees something. He kind of gets off his horse. He's walking around with his bow drawn. And then Friar Tuck puts a sword in his back, almost like just fucking with him,
Yeah,
right?
like you would with me.
Yeah, like I'd put a sword in your back, right?
Right.
I'd never
Like,
stab you, but I'd put a sword against
I'm
your
just
back.
fucking with you, Blake. and Friar Tuck. One thing I love about this is one of my favorite characters.
I believe it.
Friar Tuck has just got a leather, like what do you call that? A canteen, and it's full of booze.
Yeah.
And he's just having a good time, no matter where he's at.
He's drunk as a skunk.
Yeah.
He's one drunk dude. So Robin, after talking to him, he closes in and he sees the slave children. That from
slave
earlier.
children?
Well,
Were they slave children?
The slaves' children.
Oh, the
I'm
slave
sorry.
children.
And they're upset, but they don't speak.
But they have a hold of his dog.
Okay,
Did
you
you
know
see
what?
how hard tight she was holding this
I
dog?
thought the dog was dead when I first saw it.
There was no doubt.
Oh.
Don't speak, right?
I
You know
knew,
just
I
what
knew
I'm
you were
saying.
going to say that.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Fucking knew you were going to say it.
Because I was going to say it earlier and I missed it.
But he gets back to the village, and like all the structures are on fire, and pretty much everyone there is either dead or injured. So these knights rolled through and just wrecked house.
They did. It was horrible.
So this is, you hear the blood curdling scream, and you're thinking something terrible is going on. And now we see the
Because
aftermath.
that's never good when you hear a blood curdling.
You rarely hear a very pleasant blood curdling scream. Now you see the aftermath. How are you feeling now?
Well, it was very sad. What did he do? He ran up to mom/grandma/nun.
And she doesn't say anything. She just
No,
looks
she
at
just
him.
looks at her. Like, I wasn't sure. I thought maybe she was dead too. Both her eyes open. I don't know. And then he just was finding a bunch of dead people. I was expecting to see more dead people.
And then he goes over to the kind of like cave entryway. And
Oh, yeah. So Sister Lady, she was laying in the doorway. And now, this is when I get a little morbid, but her skirt was the most skin you saw in the entire...
I noticed.
Okay, so you noticed. I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed.
We're both perverts.
Well, do you think that they raped her? It's just like a rape and pillage thing, like... Do you think they raped her or just killed her?
Which just says ring, ring, ring. That means a penis and a vagina,
No, that
not
means
a knife
like
in the chest.
No,
An Alfred Hitchcock psycho stabbing
no,
motion?
it doesn't. It means the rape.
I think if it's back then, I think they totally raped her back then, but in the context of the show, that's too dark for the time, so they probably didn't want to allude to that too much.
Well, they alluded to it because her skirt was hiked up about next to her. It was close. It was more than...
You're a sicko. That's what I think. I'm just kidding. Molly.
I'm a sicko.
No.
It's okay.
So they could have. They don't really dig into that at all, though.
No,
So
but she
Because
was
they don't
dead.
dig into the rape of the 1969 show.
But then again, you didn't see any blood either. They were just
they
dead.
probably didn't rape her.
No blood, no foul. That's what I always say.
So how did she die? How did they die? Strangle her?
Stab wound.
I didn't see any blood. There was no blood. There was a bunch of fires. I didn't see any blood.
I don't know.
Scared
I
her
don't
to
think
death?
there's a lot of death coming up in this, and I didn't see a lot of blood at all. Really,
there wasn't a lot of blood.
So just assume she died the way the others died,
How was that?
by murdered. And then they
Murder was the case that they gave me.
Thank you.
I'd really like to have the specifics.
You want some
though.
closure?
She
to
wants
that woman?
closure to this big time.
Okay, what about there's some guys later who get shot in the fucking eyeball with an arrow. Do you want closure to that?
No, we obviously see, but we didn't see any kind of blood. We didn't see any arrows. We didn't. She was just laying there.
So
Well, I tweeted all these people, and they didn't tell me anything.
because
But
they're
what
dead.
happened? But we don't know. We didn't
No,
see them.
no. The
We didn't-
people on Twitter are dead. All
Oh.
the people in this show are dead.
Well, we didn't see them try any resuscitation. We didn't see any blood. What if they buried them and they were really alive?
They didn't have the Heimlich maneuver back then.
Kind of like maneuver. Anyway, so Robin Hood sees a note stuck on one of the trees, and it says, the Wolfshead, and he's been marked as a wolf's head
Yeah.
for killing a deer. That's what the game warden is getting him for. This is why they burned everything down and raped his sister, is because he killed a buck.
They didn't rape her.
He killed a buck.
They knocked her out with a rock.
Right.
And then,
And then they
Solid?
buried them alive because we didn't know
Solid?
that they
and then
really
buried
did.
him alive. Rock solid.
Solid as a rock.
And then he talks to the boy because the boy saw it, and the boy, he doesn't talk, so he showed Robin Hood a bunch of gang signs and showed him exactly.
It was like this is disciples,
He says,
Latin Kings.
he says, I'm
Crips.
with the Bloods. This is who did it.
Right.
And he showed him exactly who did the crime. And he's like, it's almost kind of like a Lassie situation where the dog keeps barking and they like interpret what the dog is saying.
Right.
because I don't know what the fuck that boy was showing him, but Robin of Locksley nailed it. He's like, all right, well, it's time to lay the smack down. So they bury the dead, and then
He's like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
dead.
He's like, I got to get the fuck out of here now, right?
He says, the rest of you guys take refuge in a cave, and I'm going to go gather some men, and we're going to, lay the smacketh down on their candied yams.
He heads for the hills, and let's go ahead.
Well, they plan to. They think they hear someone coming, so they're like, let's hide behind this thing, and they're going to ambush him. But it's only the boy, the slave's boy, right? Because it was basically only the slave and that woman who died. Those are the two they buried. And so the boy's like following the rest of the guys now. So there's like 3 or 4 dudes, and one of the guys is injured. And so they build a camp for the night, and then the guy who's injured ends up like dying along the way or something, right?
Yep, just out of the blue.
Yeah.
Again, no blood.
And Robin Hood says we have to learn how to live in the forest.
Yeah.
And so the slave guy's like, oh, hey, here's a big, really hard bow to use that my grandfather left me. Nobody can use it.
I've been unable to string it. It's so powerful.
Just a string.
And so Robin then shows off his sweet bow skills, and they send some fella off to like give a message to Maid Marian, right?
Yeah, he's like, so she knows it's me. Call me Robin. Fuck you guys.
I don't remember that line. I take it.
He's
Which
leaving.
confused me, to be honest, because I thought, what did she call him before? No, she always called him Robin.
Right, but that's a code word because none of the bad guys know his name is Robin Hood. His name was his mom. Only his mom called him Robin.
Well, then why did he put his name down on the warrant thing as?
You don't sign your own warrant.
What did the guy write down on the warrant?
Is it Locksley or something? I don't know.
Robin of Locksley.
So, but they go back to the tower at this point, and there's like
there's a problem here.
The weird guy, the weird guy taking dictation earlier, like under the stairs or something.
He was like the sneak guy.
Yeah. Now he's playing chess with the priest, and then the game warden comes in.
He has a cloak over his head.
Yeah, like a big
he's
black.
mysterious.
Yeah. And the game warden says, "Hey, I found where Robin was, and then we lost him." And he's like, "All right, well, get back out there and find him, you idiot.
Make sure he's dead."
Yeah, that's it. Come on. So what do you do? Why do you come back to tell me that shit? So they're back in the forest, and then Robin and his motley crew, like they see incoming bow staffers, right? And like, who are? Did you see this part?
Yeah.
Like, there's a handful of them, and they like even spy them at some point.
Right.
But they don't fight them. I don't understand who those guys are. Do you guys know who they were?
No, I didn't get that either.
Huh.
Maybe
Anyway.
he didn't see him. Maybe it was just kind of like he didn't see them.
I thought one guy looked like right at them where they were hiding, and they
Well,
kept going. But I was like,
yeah.
well, who are these
Yeah,
guys?
they rode by, and the last guy kind of looked at him like,
wink.
wink, wink, but then they go back and they're like, oh yeah, we saw him. We didn't know it was him. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Well, then they come upon a river, and then Robin...
Wayland's Ditch is the name of this river.
Wayland's Ditch?
Wayland's Ditch.
Well, what happened at Wayland's Ditch?
Wayland's Ditch, there's this, Robin's like, I'll go across. We
They got to find a way.
got to find a way. And it's a very well-structured bridge made out of a log, but has a lot of support beams.
Yeah.
And he starts to go over it, and then this big, huge, fat guy says, no, you're not coming over here. I got a stick in my hand.
This is my land.
Yeah, this is my land. I'll fucking fight you, dude. And Robin Hood says, all right, dude, let's fight. So they get a tussle, and it's a very slow, very methodical, like point A, point B.
And they both have bow staffs fighting each other.
Bow staffs all up in this motherfucker. Then all of a sudden, it's a very weak fight, by the way. And Robin Hood falls into the water and starts laughing. And the big fat guy is like, hey, I'm John Little.
Their fight, once Robin goes in the water, it all seems to be in good fun for some reason.
Yeah, he's like, well, because Robin Hood had hit him. He's like, Little John's like, nobody's ever hit me before.
Yeah.
And he's like, I hit you, but I threw you in the ice cold rapid water.
Like, let's just be friends.
Yeah, let's just be friends. Let's band together as bros and call me Little John instead of John Little.
So then John picks up. This is another part where John just grabs the boy.
the kid.
He just met the boy. He's like, "Hey, come here, you boy."
Yeah.
Grab him.
It's kind of
Pick
weird,
him up
right?
and throw
Grab
him
those
over
little
his
boys.
shoulder.
That's what I always say.
And then John Little's like, "I'll join you. I've got nothing to do. I'll join you." You laughing at yourself grabbing little boys?
No,
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
No,
He's
I'm
laughing at himself.
I'm laughing at her disgust. She hasn't listened to an episode in a year and a half.
Of this show?
Yeah.
That makes two of us.
She doesn't understand about all the boys.
Every week he's talking about grabbing boys, Molly. I don't know.
Well, that's really disturbing.
So
Hey,
back at the tower.
Maybe come down in the basement once in a while.
Back at the tower, there's more discussion about capturing Robin. I don't know if they're just trying to make us not forget about the tower, because I feel like they keep having the same conversation there over and over again.
No, when they go to the castle, it's the same conversation over and over. We have to get this guy because I want to marry Marian.
Well, they back in the woods, John approaches like a small convoy of soldiers, and then they attack them and beat them. But did they identify them as soldiers as part of the group that they were trying to fight? Because I didn't realize to me it didn't look like the knights from before. They just looked like other dudes that they just attacked for some reason.
Yeah, it was just guys that they were coming after.
Now here's a hot broad, right?
Oh yeah, what's up with her?
She was pretty.
It's the girl that bitch slaps the guy, right?
They take out all these dudes here, whether they beat the shit out of them or shoot some arrows in their goddamn face. They beat these dudes, and then they're like, "Hey, lady, you're free to go." And then she's like, "Fuck you," and slaps them and rides away.
It's a bitch slap. It's not just a slap. It's a bitch slap.
Well, and they stole her purse or whatever.
Right. This is the first time in the show you actually see Robin Hood and his band of brothers stealing from the rich.
Yeah. And just keeping it because there's
it,
no one poor around.
Right.
Because it's a Trump America, so nobody's poor.
That's right. So, but one of the dudes did get shot in the eyeball here. It was awesome. Anyway, the woman rides away, and it turns out they had attacked the hangman's squire. So I don't know what that means exactly.
That's his sister. That's the hangman's sister.
Okay.
and he was all pissed off. He's like, first of all, how did you let him go? Why didn't you get him? And second of all, they're not gonna fuck with my sister. And she's like, I'd like him to fuck with me.
Yeah, the woman is the sister of one of the evil dudes in the tower, and she is milk boning out for Robin.
Meta milk boner.
And you were not feeling it though, Molly. You weren't like Robin.
No, she was pretty, but no, I did not find
You
Robin.
you wouldn't have had sex with Robin?
No.
Really? I thought his eyes were beautiful.
I would do it. And then that man delivers the message to Marian, but then he is promptly caught by the knights there. Right?
Right, exactly. And then they tie him up into one of those guillotine things where they put your arm and your head in.
Yeah.
And they're about ready to
stocks. Right?
And barrels. Lock, stock, barrels. And they're about ready to kill him. They're like, you need to tell me where he's at. And he's like, I'm not fucking telling you shit.
Yeah.
And they start whipping him.
They're whipping him real good.
They don't nay him.
Whip it.
They whip it, but they don't nay, right?
Right.
There's no nay in here. No. If you guys like nay, don't watch this.
I don't like nay. And then Robin, they show up, and he shoots one of his captors with an arrow, and then the game warden is like, hey, what are you doing? And they shoot that fucker, too. He's dead.
Yeah, they ambush the bad guys.
And then there's like 20 soldiers approaching with their buddy who they captured while giving the message to Marian. And then they plan another ambush, and they start picking off dudes one at a time from the back. They start jumping off cliffs and drop kicking dudes and hitting with bow staffs.
And so then there's a final sword fight between Robin Hood and this other guy, right?
I don't remember which guy it was, but it was kind of like the last dude standing.
Yeah, last man.
And then
it's a very clunky, very slow, methodical fight scene.
And then they sort it out, and then once the swords are like dropped, they both pick up like a bow and arrow. It's almost like they're drawing like a gunfight, and then Robin like shoots that dude in the gut and kills him.
He gone.
Gone.
So then Robin Hood's like looks around at his band of brothers, and they're all like, you're our captain. We're going to follow you, and we're going to do whatever you want to do. And he's like, he doesn't say anything. He's just like, yeah.
They all, one by one, pledge their allegiance to Robin.
To the Robin. You guys want to do that? Let's put our hand on our hearts.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But that's the end.
Right.
And they didn't get to the bad guy. They didn't get to Marian. And that's the point, right? There's more to be had.
Sure.
But not today. And unfortunately, not ever.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
This didn't work. 1969, Robin Hood, medieval times, swords, bow and arrows, love, hot action. Why didn't it work? Molly, you have any ideas?
Costume design.
They all look like they were. What did you say? It looked like
Hasselhoff.
they all look like David Hasselhoff. Huge error.
in Baywatch.
A lot of red shorts.
They all
a lot of bunch of chest hair. A lot of people running towards water.
No, I don't know. I don't know why it didn't work. Because
You watched this whole thing like you were enthralled. Like you stopped doing laundry like a woman's supposed to do. You stopped doing that because you were watching this.
Yeah, I would have watched it again. I would have. I was looking forward to seeing where this would go.
And we'll get your rating in a moment. Do you have any thoughts though about why maybe this wasn't picked up? Why didn't it go any further than one episode?
When did this air?
19 add 69.
No, I have no clue.
So the year was a big determinant factor. What if I told you it was 1996? So do you have an answer then?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It's like the
I don't wanna know.
cinematography was horrible. Let me break in here.
Please.
First of all, as a stewardess, you do an amazing job.
Beautiful woman.
Oh,
and we
thanks.
appreciate your time and efforts. And yes, you are beautiful, as he said.
Thank you.
The language was tough to follow. Old English is always tough for us Americans to understand. Now, I do believe this was a UK release, and so they're more equipped at understanding Old English, but that was hard.
I
so
didn't have any issues following the language.
Okay, I appreciate you going back to
Yes,
the
and yes,
and. The fight scenes were horrible. They were not fast, swift, and powerful. They were very like, and then we go to the right, and then we hit them on the top of the
I
head.
feel like they were evenly dispersed throughout the show, but maybe not as choreographed as well as like you're saying. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, but the stewardess is looking at me like I'm ridiculous. You thought those were good fight scenes? Have you ever seen Terminator 2?
I have, but you also have to
The gold
remember
standard.
that this was, and maybe since I don't listen to the show, I'm usually busy. But
Sure,
Laundry.
with trays and stuff.
trays and stuff. Yeah, but don't you kind of take
hashtag trays and stuff?
don't you take into consideration when this was published? Oh, okay. Well, then no, yeah, the
we
fight
do take that into consideration. What are you talking about?
because I mean back then the fight scenes were probably just fine.
Okay, all right.
So if we want to improve it, Blake, you say improve the fight scenes. Molly, you say improve the year it was made, right? Maybe the costume design.
I do think that like the scenery and the colors were really pretty.
Yeah.
Like the forest and everything, and I thought that their outfits and it was a very good color. Like the colors, I really enjoyed.
I forget exactly where it said, but it was said it was filmed like entirely in some part of England.
Tsunami.
It was filmed entirely within the confines of a tsunami. That's right. If it had survived, I don't think there's really any question where this would go.
Sure.
Robin Hood is a tale as old as time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we know he's going to fight the higher
You
ups.
steal from the rich,
Yeah.
you give to the poor.
There's a lot of ground to cover, I think. You could stretch it out. You could really make a go of Robin Hood. And they covered a lot of ground in this one episode, but there's a lot more they could go, I think.
You have to develop You have to develop Robin Hood in this episode.
He was just coming into his own, right?
Sure.
They only just in this episode put their hoods on, thus becoming Robin Hood, don't you think?
Right.
All right. So let's file descent this mother.
Ladies and gentlemen, to start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
That was my fault. How much time we got?
This is about dead. This
Nice.
thing, so I don't know if we're
Let's
gonna
wing
make
it.
All right, final descent. We look at ratings from around the internet, around the world. IMDb score, Molly, 1 to 10. Decimal points are in play, only to the 10th decimal though. What do you think people scored Wolfshead: The Legend of Robin Hood?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with 6.2.
6.2.
I'm gonna say a 6.5.
It's a 7.3, and that is from 62 ratings. Critic reviews.
You know what's funny?
This show.
This show is funny, but her reaction, she's like 6.2, and I was like 6.5. She looked over and be like, "This ain't the wheel. You know, this is at Price is fucking Right." I have said 6.5 for the past 6 years.
But she
on this
knows that
podcast.
because she's been listening to every episode.
Right.
Action Movie Fanatics review, Wolfshead: The Legend of Robin Hood, from January 24th of this year, 2017. So this is a newer review. After being really annoyed with the hokiness of the first 15 minutes or so of the movie, I was really shocked that I found myself wishing this had found at least a full season of episodes. Maybe it would have devolved into a lot of the well-worn Robin Hood stories, or maybe it would have continued to follow its own path. Either way, it definitely had potential. Judging it strictly as a standalone movie, it's probably not great. It's really only the beginning of what likely would have been a much longer story. The Avengers wouldn't be viewed very well if the movie had ended right away when the Avengers came together as a team, ready to take on Loki and the Chichery forces. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, that Chichery forces.
I don't watch that. And they never came back for a sequel. That just doesn't make for a good film. So this guy was like, yeah, let's keep it going. Viewer reviews. Pretty decent for a lower budget film. This is from June 21st from the year of our Lord 2003 from Michael Shire from Calgary, Canada. 7 out of 10 stars. The title shows up once in a while on eBay as The Legend of Young Robin Hood, which was the movie release name that we had mentioned, because it was renamed that sometime in the 1970s. I found this a refreshing change from the usual Robin Hood. I also recommend a challenge for Robin Hood. The pluses of these films is they are shot in England around real castles. So a decent review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to shake a stick at it.
I wouldn't shake a stick at that review. All right, let's land.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport.
That's you, by the way.
It is 11:11, and the temperature is 60.
That's your own voice you hear.
For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten.
I don't think a lot of people think about that. Molly has been on every single episode. I think about that sometimes. Like, I am on every episode of FCF Network when I do those bumpers at the front. It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yes.
Put that on your resume.
There we go. That's why I'm not getting jobs. I need to update it.
Ratings.
Update that.
Yeah, put that.
Put that on your LinkedIn.
1 to 7. That's the scale. That's the scale, right? That's what we work with.
Sure.
1 is the worst. 7 is the best. Based on the characters from the popular 1990s show Wings, we take a look at all the characters and say, hey, 1 is a Roy Biggins.
Ugh,
you don't
awful,
want that.
sweaty, fat, stinky,
greasy,
slimy, disgusting guy. He's always trying to fuck over.
Pull one over on the Hackett boys.
Brothers.
Number 7. That's the other end of the spectrum. Is the best you get. Brian Hackett.
Brian Hackett look just like me.
He looks just like you, and I look just like Antonio Scarpacci. Number 3. Anyway,
say Faye Yetten.
I should have said Faye Cochran.
Oh,
what'd you call him?
Why do I say Faye Yetten? Who's Faye Yetten?
Faye Yetten?
Faye Yetten.
That.
No, you know what? That's a nurse I used to work with at Zeller.
They're always getting confused, those two. 1 to 7. Molly, I turn to you. How do you rate Wolfshead, The Legend of Robin Hood?
Between 1 and 7.
I'm going to go with a 5.9.
No,
we're gonna round it up to a 6.
Okay.
We're gonna round it up to a 6.
Hey, well, we were doing decimals a minute ago.
That's IMDb. This is Couch Pilots. You can't.
Okay, well then I want to do
a 6. You said 5.9.
It's pretty close to a 6.
The only thing
I don't want to bully you into a score.
I'm gonna go with a. I don't. It's not quite a 7, but it's better than a 6.
It's just a podcast, okay? It doesn't matter.
Right. It's not going to determine what happens to you in the next 6 years.
I don't want to short it.
You said a 5 last night.
Well, the more I talked about it now, I realize I enjoyed it quite a bit. So I'm going to go with a 6.
Okay.
Go with a 6. That's a good score. Great score.
6. 6, 6. The number of a beast.
How would you like to rate this, Captain Resisher?
This is the classic, story of good versus evil.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing I didn't get to say in Turbulence is that Friar Tuck needs to put pants on, because when they buried those two people, they had a wide shot, and I
didn't notice that.
He's got just legs.
Does he know how to use them?
He knows how to use them. My wife enjoyed this. Except for the old English, I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a 5 as well.
She said a 6.
I'm going to give it a 5 as well.
All right.
Because I know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say? You're right. I'm going to give it a 5 too.
Thank you very much.
That's very bizarre that you knew that. But you're absolutely right. I like this.
It wasn't bad at all.
It was shot all outside. There was no cheesy sets.
Beautiful colors. Beautiful scenery.
I didn't have a problem. Like, Molly was crying the fucking blues over here about the costumes. I didn't mind the costumes. I thought they were okay.
I think it was the rape that she was really upset
I didn't mind
about.
that. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But I thought it was pretty decent. There are some things that could have been better, of course, but I would recommend watching this. This is good. I can see this going for, and the UK knows what's up. They do 6 to 10 episodes per season on stuff.
Except for Crystal Cube.
Yeah, except for the Crystal Cube, they know what's up. So I would say, make 6 to 10 episodes of Robin Hood. I think it would be fun. I would watch it. I think it was good.
Yeah.
So you give it a 5. I give it a 5. Molly gives it a 6. And with that, we close the book on Wolfshead, The Legend of Robin Hood, and we'll never mention it again.
Ever.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Where's Rodney? Here's a little something to wet your whistle. A 12-year-old boy looks for advice and inspiration from his idol, stand-up comic Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, shit.
Here's you can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes, which is also Apple Podcasts now, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or download the app for Daily Motion. And won't you please check out all commotion? This is a Tyler requested one.
Yes, Tyler. This is another frequent flyer request. We just recently did Australia's Naughtiest Home Videos, and that was requested by Dee Dee.
That one I was not aware of. Dee Dee told us about it, so we're like, Dee Dee, we love you. Of course, we're going to do it for her.
Right.
And this one I was aware of, but guess what? I moved it to the top of the list
Because Tyler requested it.
Absolutely. So this is going to be a Tyler-centric show. I hope he hears this.
What's that disease when your eyeballs are coming out of your head?
Rodney Dangerfield's disease?
My mom's got it. What is it called?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Rodney Dangerfield.
Then Rodney Dangerfield go in front of a crowd like at a baseball field and say he was the luckiest man in the world?
I don't know.
That's Lou Gehrig's disease, maybe.
I missed it. Sorry.
That's all right. Anyway.
I'm mesmerized by my wife's beauty.
As am I.
Really?
Absolutely. Dude, come on.
Did he request this because he's a fan of Rodney Dangerfield?
He's a frequent flyer.
He's one of our
right, but did he request this one because he likes Rodney Dangerfield?
I will have to. Hopefully, that and so many more answers are given on this episode of Couch Pilots. We'll see. I hope he does contact.
Do you want to hear the Couch Pilot song that's been working on, real quick?
Was that this episode or the last episode?
Yeah, we'll play it again.
Okay.
Molly will like to listen to this because it mentions her.
One of our frequent flyers actually wrote a song about Couch Pilots.
Oh.
And we're going to play it for you right. And you are mentioning it. This is fantastic.
Yes.
This is like 45 seconds, you said?
Yeah, 46.
Yeah.
She can handle it.
There's a little pot on my Stitcher feed. It goes by the name of It Burns When I Pee. Oh, Mr. Clayton's getting tired of this shit. Gonna start a whole new show and call it Couch Pilots. He called him Jason, said, man, I need you bad. Got a whole new show and you're the only friend I have. Oh, Jason said, yeah, man, I'm down as long as I can bring my friend who is also down. But he's down in a different way. He's the kind of down who loves to smile all day.
Pretty great stuff.
Great stuff.
That garnered him a whopping 5 million frequent flyer points.
It was catchy.
Do you know how hard it is to get frequent? Do you know that was just a swinging?
Yeah.
By John, just a swinging.
Swinging.
It was a little bit different, but love Tyler, love all the frequent flyers. Just to let you know, folks, if you want to be part of the frequent flyer program and you have a family, you have a dog, you have a husband, you have a wife, you can be part of the family frequent flyer program.
AT&T, Verizon, they've all got these family plans. Right. We've jumped on the bandwagon. Mm-hmm. Take all of your frequent flyer points, pool them together. It's a multiplier. We're always talking about different ways to multiply your points. This is a great way to rack them up quick.
No data, over data charges.
Absolutely.
Maya, you want to talk about that?
Nope, I don't.
Okay. Oh, boy. CouchPilotspodcast.com. If you want to contact the show in a variety of ways, that's the only spot to do. That's the one-stop shop. Everything you need. Just go on your mobile device, type in CouchPilotspodcast.com, Instagram, Twitter.
No.
Facebook.
Let's do it right.
Instagram.
1, 2, 3. Instagram.
Facebook, Twitter,
What the hell is
email. That we're being cool.
Okay.
Instagram is where all the cool people hang out now.
I'm not sure they say it like that.
No, they say
they say it exactly like that.
Okay.
Jason, how do they say it?
Instagram. You know what? We've got our finger on the pulse of youth culture, Molly. I'm sorry if you don't, but please don't drag us down to your level, okay?
Just go back and make some coffee.
A variety of ways to check us out. My favorite way is actually not on the website at all. It's 910 Pilots 1, 910-745-6871. Call us at any time at night.
Don't just call us at Monday at 3 o'clock.
Right.
Go ahead and call us at 3 o'clock in the morning, any time of the day.
Sometimes I have trouble getting to sleep. 2:30 a.m. rolls around. Maybe I'm bored. Pick up the phone and dial that number at 2:30 a.m. That's probably the best time to call anyway.
Sure. You make a widget on your phone. Mm-hmm. Speed dial.
Yeah.
What's the number again?
It's 910 Pilots 1.
Which is?
910-745-6871. All these different ways to contact us. You're welcome. You're gonna garner frequent flyer points.
You know what's funny is that we have all these inside jokes that we've been doing for a long time, and then when Molly comes and actually sits down in the cockpit, which she's usually back in the back, she looks at us like we're complete buffoons.
Idiots?
We are idiots. That's why she looks at us the way that we are.
Okay. Well,
Come as you are, as you were.
I'm going to stop you right there. FCFnetwork.com is our home base. We got so many shows there, all free, all fun. They all come out with very much frequency.
Does he do this all the time?
The
now?
coughing?
Yeah.
Ever since he started smoking again, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But we want to reiterate. Oh my God. We broke down the itinerary of CouchCon coming up, so anyone who's attending, please call in that dial-in number and leave us a message. Leave us some notes about your experience at CouchCon. We're going to have an entire episode where it's pretty much the aftermath of CouchCon. What happened, the crazy events. We want all the fan feedback related to that. And guess what? For that time, and that time only, I'm going to take your normal frequent flyer points, and I'm going to multiply them by 2. So we're doubling down.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
Very
did
generous.
that without even talking to me
I didn't
about
think I had to talk to you about that.
You don't have to.
All right.
There's a singles mingle?
There's 2 of them where you have sausage links.
Yeah. There's a VIP breakfast, sausage links. Lunch,
bologna sandwich with sausage links. And dinner is prime rib, is that it?
Yeah, prime rib.
And then it's with what? Sausage links, was it? Yeah. Blake, anything else you'd like to say to the frequent flyers?
No.
No, is that it?
No, I love my wife.
I love her. I love her too. And with that, this pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you next time.
I love you.
Bye.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.